Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here. Well, here's a Bruce Copen, as you can pretty well see. Bruce Copen Laboratories Limited. And of course you can tell it's Bruce Copen because you can see all the dials. This is actually a remedy maker, a potentizer, where you make homeopathics or energy frequency items in general. What do we got here? 5, 10, 15, 20, 28. And if we add these others in, 29, 30, 31 with lots of switches and everything else. And of course, he loved all this. And, well, of course, as I've mentioned before, you can't really tune these things. You use his rate books, and that's how these things work. He has this kind of a stick plate. Figure out what that is. Apparently that's just a black plastic. You've got your timer. You've got these unusual type dials here. So these are clear. It's amazing how he didn't stick with certain dials, but these are clear dials. I should say they have this rotating underneath, which he did use a lot of these types. So the number rotates underneath, has a little bar here, so you don't have to have a dot up here, which is a pretty good idea, actually, because dots and registrations can be a pain. Excuse me. So you've got the potentizer feature. He uses two little glass containers here within the plastic. It is an electric unit. We can turn this up here a little bit. You'll see the plugins for multi-units. Here's the electrical plug-in. Here's to go to other devices and other attachments. And again, we can see the, well, I guess I'll turn this around since there's model information on here, if that matters to anybody. There's a serial number, a model number, MK76. It shows his address, and it shows the serial number here. So, these are very expensive units, and so I guess they put all these things on it, so this is certainly a way to tell. As I said, here's the on and off, and as usual, most of his units are the same. There is a lot of wiring in them now. What does that mean? Where does the wiring go? Well, we just don't know, and of course, we will find out, or I should say, Patreon All Access members. So, if you want to see what's inside of these things, you need to support us. We're the only one doing this, showing you what these things are from the famous Bruce Copen, who was very prolific, made machines for everything, wrote, 20, 30 books. As I said, there are people using his name today in Germany and Mexico, which I believe both are using it illegally. And of course, there's a person still in England using his name that has, excuse me, changed over everything to computerized units. And I'm not sure whether they own the name or not. It appears that Copen had no family, left nothing to anybody, and left no will, so we just don't know. Sad fact. Now, here we go again. I believe this is wood here. The cabinet is your typical wood with plastic sheeting over it, and so is the bottom. Yeah, that's your typical wrapped vinyl, inexpensive wood. And on the sides, you have the nice cabinet. As usual, it's very Bruce Copen, lots of dials, very well made, and a fascinating and another radionic treasure. Just a pleasure to see all this, and of course, at least someone is saving this. Hopefully you enjoyed this. More to come.